10 reasons why South Korea is the hardest country to live in. 1. It has the lowest fertility rate in the world. Over the past 60 years, South Korea's birth rate has fallen dramatically. Countries need an average fertility rate of 2.1 children per woman. It's a minimal demographic norm to replace the population. In 1960, there were 6 children born per 1 woman in South Korea. In 2022, that figure was 0.78. There are a lot of reasons Koreans decide not to have a baby. Housing is very expensive. Korea also has a hyper-competitive culture. Grueling workplace norms are inhospitable to family life. Working women are still expected to do housework and child care. 2. South Korea has a record suicide rate. In 2021, South Korea's suicide rate was 26 per 100,000 people. It is the highest figure among OECD countries. Suicide was the main cause of death for those aged 10 to 39. There were 44% of teenage deaths in the country. The reason is the societal pressure to succeed. Koreans often experience discrimination and isolation. Korean society is obsessed with good grades and good jobs. 3. Young people refuse to leave their homes for years. Some young Koreans are choosing to isolate themselves. They withdraw fully from society. These recluses are known as hikikomori. It's a term first coined in Japan in the 1990s. In South Korea, this has become a serious concern. About 340,000 Koreans aged 19 to 39 are considered lonely. Authorities even offer them a $490 monthly stipend. This allowance is supposed to help them recover their social lives. 4. Children study intensely from an early age. A high level of education may be a good indicator for a country. However, education in South Korea is extremely competitive. Getting into a university is the priority of every graduate. Korean kids start preparing for it from as early as 3 years old. They have 12-hour days in elementary school. Their afternoons are jam-packed with after-school academies. This stressful routine continues every day, even on weekends. And don't forget homework and extra chores. 5. School teachers are powerless. South Korean children can be surprisingly naughty and rude. Teachers can be reported for child abuse, for restraining a violent child. Telling off is frequently labeled as emotional abuse. Such accusations can get teachers immediately fired. One teacher refused to wake his student with a phone call each morning. He received a complaint from the child's parents. Another was reported for emotional abuse. He took reward stickers off a boy who had cut his classmate with scissors. Korean teachers protested to have these laws changed. The government decided to record all bullying incidents. These would also be included in the students' university applications. That has further fueled their parents' anxieties. Now they typically pressure teachers to have their record wiped clean. 6. Workaholism is rampant. South Korea is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Koreans work exceptionally hard, 52 hours a week. That's actually a step down from the earlier 68-hour work week. 7. Pushing and shoving on the street is common. It's even considered a part of culture. There is no notion of saying I'm sorry or excuse me. Everyone is always in a rush. Knocking people down is competitive, so it's perfectly fine. Koreans won't hold the door open for you. 8. Masks are not just for the virus. Air quality is a big issue in South Korea. Most people monitor it daily to ensure it's safe to go outside. They wear face masks when pollution levels get dangerously high. 9. The Korean climate is not easy to endure. Winters in South Korea are harsh. Summers are excruciatingly hot. 10. The etiquette is not for the faint-hearted. Spitting, slurping, and burping are common Korean habits. Koreans have little to no restraint on their body's urges. In some cases, bad manners are even considered positive. For example, at the table, slurping means that the food is delicious. At least in some ways, Koreans don't feel the pressure of society.